everybody, this is Bonnie from Bonnie's Creative Place, and I am here to show you how I made this tissue box holder. I know I'd done a cute little sneak peek of it on my Facebook page and stuff, and I said a video to come. Well, I'm finally having time to get around to the video. Now, I want to give credit to the person that I saw. I'm not sure if she's the original creator, because there are different people that make different things, but the person that I saw do this was Sam Colton from the UK. I will definitely put her name on the screen. I might be picturing her last name. I might not be pronouncing it right. So at any rate, yeah, that's who I did this by, and I really enjoyed it, and I think this would be a great gift to give to anybody for their birthday, even if you make them now and maybe hand them out to somebody for Christmas. Now, in the sides of these, I have little tissues extra that you could fill in there, but you could surely just put a couple in one, and then on the put their favorite candy, maybe if they're sick, put like, what is it, chapstick, maybe some tea. Anything like that should fit into the sides of one of these. So, you know, maybe their favorite, like, Lifesaver or mint that they like to suck on or whatever. So, cough drops, things like that. And I think this would be great. I'm going to sit this in my craft room right by my bedroom, right by my bed. I think it's cute, it's small, and it's just perfect for what I want. So I'm going to show you some tips that I have, some things that I changed up on the one from the original, because this is exactly like how she did it. And yeah, so let's get started. But before we start, I would like to remind you guys, if you like this content that I'm giving you, if you could like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, that helps me tremendously. So if you could do that, I'd really appreciate it. The other thing I want to let you know, this is my host code right here for the month. If you use this host code and spend $50 or more, you will get my online card kit in the mail for the month of June for absolutely free. But you have to use this host code. And if you order any amount from me in the month of June, doesn't matter how much at all, you will get our Creative Cardiology team's June punch bundle. It gets emailed to you, tutorials, and it pertains to punches. So you will get that for free. Now, a couple things that I want to talk to you about. Also in this video, I'm going to be using some designer series paper. And I'll tell you, this is a great time to grab designer series paper and use this up, because they have a big sale. And it's 15% off right now to the end of June, from the 1st till the 30th of June. And it's on pages 129 and 132, all the way from 129 to 132, and the online exclusive one. So if you find anything there, like I said, go to my website at bonniescreativeplace.stampinup.net. The link to that will be in the description box below. I will have the host code in the description box below. So you can easily just click on the little more button below the video, and you can find all the information there. So I will be using this one that's right down here today, Hello Irresistible, and I'll be using that in my video. So I just wanted to let you know about that. There's a lot of stuff on sale. I also want to let you know, in the month of June, they are doing a new join opportunity. So if you join Stampin' Up, you can get $155 for $99 in plus tax. I tax around, so I think it comes to like $106, and you can get that. That's around here where I live in New York, and it's free shipping. So I definitely think you should jump on that if you want. A lot of people think, oh, I don't want to do what you do. I don't have time. Well, if you just want to join for the deal, you can do that too. And if you want to join and just have your friends and make a little bit, get a little bit of your stuff for a discount, you can do that too. You do not have to do what I do. You can be your own best customer and just purchase and get a discount. So it's wonderful. You get a little money. When I first started out, it was not to be up and big like I was doing. I was doing it to get my product practically for free and getting the discount, and I had a few friends coming in, so I didn't have to, I just kept reinvesting it, so I didn't have to end up putting money in my pocket. I didn't have a lot of money at the time. I had 3 little ones, so that's how I got started. And so now I really enjoy it. So and I enjoy sharing all my ideas with you guys. So that's something. If you want to do that, you can also go to my website, and I'll make sure the link is in the description box below, and I'll put it here on the screen. Then come July 6th, I'm so excited for you guys and myself because I can't wait. They are having an online exclusive again where they're going to put some new stuff on there. And the only time you can get it is there because they do not offer it in a catalog. So there's no other place you can get it. And one of the big things is this punch. Everybody keeps asking about this truck punch right here. Everybody wants to know why, what is it, what's going on with it. Well, last time when they did one, they had a little rhino there, and then they did a whole rhino bundle. So I'm pretty sure that that's what this is going to be. They're going to have this punch, and they're going to have a rhino bundle. So that's going to be pretty excited. If you join as a demonstrator, one of the perks is you get to order certain stuff early, and you get to know information, like you get a little inside peek. And so as us being demonstrators, we were able to order these things right here. They have the sleigh and the dies to go with it, the paper, this Christmas paper. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about this. Some people have already gotten theirs. Mine's on the way. And I'll tell you, the rave is big, and I can't wait to get mine to see what it looks like. And you know, paper, it'll go quick. So if you don't want to be on the waiting list for it, because if they sell out, they just will put it unavailable, and then you can go get it later. But definitely this paper is going to be a big deal. They have some little snowflake adhesive dots. And then you could order this bundle down here at the bottom, the Timeless Charms bundle. I didn't get this right now. I got this up here. I'm waiting to find out what else they have before, and then, because like they did last time, they had tons of stuff to choose from. So I just got this bundle, and then I might get this one later. It really looks like a lot of fun, but I guess I want to wait and see what they offer on the 6th when you guys all get to see it too. So it'll be very exciting. All right, so now that I spieled on here for 8 minutes, sorry, we'll get to the video. All right. Let me get my glasses on. I'm going to take a quick sip of my coffee because I am my throat and I've done a lot of talking. Up here in New York, we had the we're getting effects from Canada's forest fire, and I'll tell you, my throat is a little raspy still from it, but the last couple days have been better than it was a few days ago. Wow, you couldn't even you couldn't see. It was so smoky, hazy. They weren't letting kids out. You know, it was pretty bad. They warned people with asthma and stuff to stay in. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Alrighty. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is I'm going to show you how to make the boxes that go on the outside. One of these. I've already gone ahead and made 3 of them ahead of time, so you didn't have to sit and watch me make all 3. But this is what they look like when they're done. And they're all cut out. So yeah, so I will show you them. All right. And I am going to open this up. Get all my parts off here. This is my template. What I do when I make a box, or any cards, even cards, everything, I find some either discontinued paper or some paper from Walmart or anything, construction paper that your kids have that's not your favorite paper, whatever. And I create a template. And then this is my template that I refer to for all the time because I might remember it right now, but if I want to make it again in a 6 months to a year down the road, I forgot. So I need something as a reminder to myself of how it goes. And it's like riding a bicycle. Once you read your directions and you get doing it, it clicks right back. So that's what I like about this. So this is the actual what it's going to look like. But we're going to set this up here, and I'm going to get out my scoreboard right here and put this down. Yeah, put it right here. And on the 8-inch side, which is the longer of the two, this piece is 8 inches by 6 inches. Now I should let you know, we do sell 12 by 12 paper still. It's just in packs of 2. They don't sell it like just the whole pack of one color, which is kind of nice if you're making this, because then you can make multiples of them. So what you need for this particular box to make the 4 of these and the box and everything, you will need 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper that are in the color of your choice. This, I know this color is retiring. This here color that I'm using is what was it, Blushing Bride, and they've retired, but I had so much of it from back when you could buy them individually. I thought that I would use some of this up, and it goes good with this paper, so I really like it. So I'm using 2 sheets of 12 by 12 in the Blushing Bride, and then you would need 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11 in the Blushing Bride. And then you need 3 sheets of the DSP paper for this card. And then you will need the mini tissues and Velcro circles, which I'll show you when we get there. All right. So for this piece, like I said, it's 8.5 by 6.5. And I want to make sure I turn my phone down because I just heard, there we go. All right. I don't want that making noise while I'm talking. All right, so we got to cut it at, or score it at 2 inch. We got to score it at 3 inch. We got to score it at 5 1/4. And then we got to score it at 6 1/4. Okay, then we're going to turn it, and we need to score on the 6 inch side at 1 inch and at 5 inch. Oh, started to go off the track there. Sometimes it's harder for me to get over this way. This is really just 1 inch, and if you have that trouble, you can just flip it around and do your 1 inch right here on that side, right straight down, because I know that that sometimes happens to me. So there you go. All right, now we are going to do some work to this paper. If you look at this, you can tell one of these is just a little bit bigger than the other. But if you can't tell, then we'll bring out our ruler, and it is, this one is the 2 3/16, and this side here is the 2 inch side. So on the smaller of the two, which would be the 2 inch side, you are going to write the word top. Just write it, or you could put an X there, but this is just easier for me when I'm explaining to you what you have to do with the card. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut up right in the middle, right up to that score line, and you're going to do it again on this side, right up to that score line. You can cut a little bit on the sides of these, just take a little bit out. You don't want to take a whole lot, you know. It's all, you know, very tiny. It makes it easier to line them up if you don't take the score lines off from it. Okay? And then we're going to turn right around and we're going to do the other side. So again, we're going to go up to the score line. It'll help keep it even if you just take a little bit. You don't have to take a lot. And you kind of want to take it off the middle one, not the side one. So, yeah. Then you want to come up to this next one right here. We're going to turn it so that the top is like this. You're going to cut up all the way up past the first score line up to the second score line. Just like that. Okay? Then you're going to turn and you're going to cut off just this piece. This little piece. Right across. That's all you're going to do. Then you're going to come over to this one. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to go all the way up past the first score line up to the second score line, and we're going to cut this off. Okay, so now we've got this all cut out, so it looks like this now. But now we want to form this down into our little peak, okay? You want to take your ruler. This is my new favorite ruler. I just got this ruler in the mail. I got it from Amazon, and I absolutely love it. If you want, I'll have a link to this in the description box below. I am a affiliate with Amazon, so I get a little kickback on it. Not much, like 1-2%, something like that. But it is under the in the description box below, and you can go, and if you click on that, it helps me out. And what I like about this is it comes right down to the 16ths and the 3/16 and the 1/8, and all of them are right across there. So I'm very excited, and I was excited to share with you guys because I'm always telling you different measurements, and I'm like, oh, I've got to get this and share it, and I am absolutely loving it. So let me put my glasses back on. And what I also like about it is this is it's a metal. It's got this nice little cork thing on the back, and the other side is orange in centimeters, but you can read this because it's white on the black, and it really pops up. So you're going to put your 0-inch line right here on your score line. So we're going to put this over here like this. Then you're going to get your pencil, and you're going to go to the 3/4 inch line, which is this one right here, and you're going to give it a mark right there. You're going to do the same thing on this end. Put this on the score line right there, and you're going to give it a mark right there. Then you're going to go and you're going to turn this so it's in the middle. You're going to put this across here, and this ends up being 4 inches. So what you're going to do is you're going to mark the middle, which is at 2. So you're going to find that 2, and we're going to mark right there at 2. Okay? So now we have this at 2 inches. So you can either draw a line, use your scissors. What I like to do for this one is I bring in my cutting tool. I put the tip of that score mark in the, or pencil mark, and the tip of this pencil mark on my cut line in my Stampin' Cut machine here. And then I'm just going to put this down, and I'm going to cut. So there we have it. Then you're going to do the same thing here. You're going to put your score line, your pencil line, and your pencil line here into the cut line. Just the tips of them. Okay, and we are, I don't have this one in there. There we go. And we're going to cut. So it's just like that. So now we have that. We have our shape that we need to have. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out because I don't want you guys to, oh, sorry. Okay. And now we're going to do some paper. DSP paper. I have to grab my template over here. I have it over here because I created a PDF for this so that you guys could go and cut one out and print it off. Now, my PDFs aren't pretty. It's just this scanned on piece of paper, and I put it in there so you guys can download it and cut it out. I don't know. I'm not all that tech savvy on how to make, you know, things look pretty on there for PDF and all that. I didn't want it to distort the size is what I didn't want it to do. I wanted this to say the exact size that it is. So I cut out some DPS. Now I wanted this one specifically for the top. So you need 2 of these though. And these are 3 1/4 by 4. And one of them is going to be your top piece. Now you can use either side, and one of them is going to be the part right here on your box. Okay, so we got them. So that's why you need 2. Then you need a strip that is, where's this one? Do I have this one written down? Yes, I do. It's 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. And that is your strip that goes right here on the top. And then you need 2 of these that are 3 1/4 by 2, and they go on your side. Now I wanted to let you know that if you're making all 4 of these, then technically you only need 4 boxes to have them. But if you're, so you'd only need 4 of them because you're just going to hide the other ends. But I just went ahead and put them on it all, and then I wouldn't forget and have to figure out which one had to go which place. So I did them all, but you don't have to. You know, save you some designer series paper and some cutting. Now the reason why I have this one is because when I did the ladies pattern paper, and I'll show you on my original, no matter how I did it, I could not get this point to come out perfect. See, it was still off right there. Here is probably my best one, but then it's way high. So, and here is a little bit better where I'm trying to get it, but it's still not right. So I went ahead and I created a template, and I just kept trimming this down until it got to where I liked it. And this seems to be the one that I like. And then I also made one in thicker cardstock. So I printed it and put it in thicker cardstock. Now this is her measurements. I don't know. Every time I try it, I can't get it to be right. So this is just the one I did. You may have to tweak it a little bit when you're doing it. So you're going to take that piece and you're going to take your pencil and you're going to go from here. Oop, I'm already hitting it. And go up. And then I'm going to take it and go up. Now you could take this to the cutter and put it on the cutter and cut it. But when I've been doing mine, I've been cutting it with scissors because I feel like I want to be on this side of the pencil line. On this side. And so I've just been going like this. All the way down to the point. When I get to the point, I cut up like this right at the point. So it keeps it kind of all even. And then I'm going to come up this side of it and come up here. And that seems to help me make this fit on here where it has to be. Now if it doesn't look good, like it still don't to me, see how it's off? It's just off. You may have to do some tweaking. And this is just kind of what I did. I just kept going until I liked it. I would just take off a little bit more. Oh no, I just cut that there. Oops, good thing it's paper. And then I would put it down and I would just keep fiddling with this until I liked it. I like it here, but I'm going to take a little bit more off from this side now. Just a little bit. And when I'm saying a little bit, I'm saying like a hair. So it's not a whole lot. And then I'll put this on here. And this is how I did it. I just kept going back and forth. So there it is. It's right there at the top of the score line. And then you got to get it over in the center, because that's the only way that I can get this to work. So that's what it looks like. It may not be perfect, but it's better than my other ones that kept being wonky. So, so if you want this template, you can put it in the description box below. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach this piece. But before we do, I want to remove these lines. Now my lines may not remove that greatly because I did push pretty hard so that you guys could see them in the video. But they may. They're not too bad. Yeah, they did pretty good. All right, and now I'm just going to put this piece right here. I'm going to put it up as far as I can, and then to the center. See, sometimes I think my paper at the top ain't straight, because if I tip this down like this, it seems to work, and it seems like that little piece right there is like not perfectly straight. And then I feel like I don't have enough over here. It's so weird. I don't know. If any of you guys figure it out better than me, that is mechanically, you know, like a great designer, let me know. It's good enough for me. I guess I'm at the good enough point because I've fiddled and fiddled with it. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. And like I always tell my other customers and stuff, it's homemade, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So that's what I tell everybody. It's homemade. It doesn't have to be perfect. And there. So, and it's definitely not perfect. And then I'm going to take this piece right here, and this piece is going to go right here. I loved this side too, but against the other flower, I felt like it was a little too busy. So, I mean, you could do it the other way if you want and have the flowers showing and not the other. So, yeah. Here we go. All right. And then while we're here, I'm going to put this piece down here like that. And I like to use liquid glue for this because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room when you're trying to eyeball the border. So we have that. And now I'm going to add these on at the end because of putting the box together. So now we're going to actually score on our pieces. Take your time doing them. And then I'm going to put glue here. And I will be putting glue on this side when I get over there. And I'm going to bring up this piece and I'm going to line it up so it's straight with the bottom. This is important. You want this to be flush. If you cut a little bit too much, just make sure it's straight. Straight with the bottom there. Okay. And we're going to come over here and we're going to put some on this one. And we're going to bring this in and make sure it's straight. Like I cut a little wonky here on this one. I'll bring it up so you could see it. But I'm making sure the piece that's still there is what's straight. Because if I went with the wonky part, it would definitely not be straight. So you want it to be able to sit up straight. So then we're going to put adhesive onto these. This side. And I'm not going real close to the edge because once you push this down, this liquid glue will spread. And you don't need a whole lot. And now you have to line up right here at this score line and at the bottom and then push it in to the back. So just take your time. That's why another reason why I like to use liquid glue. Then I use my fingers to kind of go down and just kind of smooth it out and get all that glue everywhere that you want it to go. Then we're going to come over to this side and we're going to put this down, and then we're going to bring it over and make sure we're all the way up here to the score line. We're even right here, and we're pushed over to the back. Don't go over the back, just keep it nice and flush with it, because you don't want a wonky box, a Cricut box. So then we have the box. Now I forgot to grab my thing of tissues over here. These are the tissues that I got. I got them from the Dollar Tree. They're 2-ply. And you're just gonna stick one right in here. I promise they do go down. This can come in. Now if you notice, see how this one is catching there? Well, I don't want that, so I am gonna trim this little side here because I see that's where it's catching. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a trim. I didn't want to trim certain stuff until I knew. This side's doing the same thing. So I'm just going to give this side a little bit of a trim. And you just don't want to, because you might not need it, and then, you know, and then you've got a big gapping there. So then this just goes down like this, and this is going to come over, and now we're going to put our Velcro dot there. So I have these little circle Velcro dots. I'll put a link in the description box below where you can get them. And yeah, I just peel one side off first. Then I'll put it right here at the top, like so. And then I have to take, oh, that's not my pokey tool. Oh, I take my pokey tool here and I grab this little clear piece, and I'm grabbing the sticky part just to hold it down so I can peel this off, because sometimes it sticks and it just wants to keep pulling it off. Then I bring this in and I kind of line it up to make sure it's not going wonky. Bring it down, and before I stick it, make sure the lid is good, and then I stick it down like so. And then you can separate this, and now you have your Velcroed piece like so. Now you could put a little like something right here if you want, a flower, whatever, but because I had this flower, anything I put there just did not look right to me, so I just left it plain. Okay, so now we have our 4 tissue boxes. You would end up making 3 more just like that. Oh, I forgot. Wait, we gotta back up. I have these 2 pieces here. I guess double check to make sure you got all your pieces on. And then we're gonna put adhesive on this. And I do it with the tissue box, or the tissues in it, because it does make it a lot easier. For the next part is the box. These all go around. So we need a piece of designer or cardstock that is 12 inches long by 5 1/8. And we're going to put this right on here. You're going to take on the 12-inch side, and we are going to score at 4 right here. Then we are going to score at 5 7/8. So that is the 7/8 mark, is if you go to the 6 and then it's right back 1. So it's the tick mark right before the 6. So 5 7/8. Then you're going to score at 9 7/8, which is the mark right before the 10. And then we are going to score at 11 3/4, which is 2 tick marks right before the 12. So there we have that. That is on the 12-inch side. So again, it's 4 inches, 5 7/8, 9 7/8, and 11 3/4. So now we're going to turn it to the 5 1/2 inch side, and we're going to score at a 1/2 inch all the way down. Then we are going to score at 2 3/8 of an inch. So we have 2, and then the 3/8 is right after the quarter mark. So it's the next tick mark after the quarter mark. And we're going to score all the way down. And then we have to score at 4 5/8. So the 5/8 mark is right after the 1/2. So it's right here. 1 tick mark right after the 1/2. And we're going to score that all the way down. So again, it's 1/2 inch, 2 3/8 of an inch, and 4 5/8 of an inch. So we are done with our score, Simply Scorer. And now we're going to turn this so it looks like this. This is our top and this is our bottom. I'm just going to take my pencil, I'm going to put a B here and a T here. That just helps me keep it in my mind visually what goes where. So we're going to start with the bottom piece first. So on this bottom one right here, we're going to start right here at this score line. We're going to cut up this score line all the way to the second score line right here. Okay? Then we're going to turn it and we're going to cut this piece right off. You don't need this piece, but you can use it for the little tab that we're going to make, so you could save it. You could save any of these little pieces. Now we're right here, and we're going to cut this piece over to this score line. Right there. And now we're going to cut all the way up. I'm going to cut right in the ditch, right in the middle. I'm not doing any funky cuts or nothing, just trying to get it right in the middle. Okay, so now we're coming to the next set of score lines. We're going to cut right in the ditch, right straight up, all the way up. I'm not doing any tweaking right now. After we put the box together and we get to where the forming the bottom, if these need to be trimmed a little bit off them, I'll do it then, because I want to make sure it's nice and snug. And I'll explain that to you when we get there. Now there's a little square here and there's this square. We're going to cut that all off. So I'm not cutting in the ditch, I'm cutting just above that score line, just to get rid of it. Okay, and we're going to cut that off. Now we're coming here and we're going to cut this up. Again, I'm not cutting in the ditch, I'm cutting right on the edge of that score line. And then I'm going to make a little V, well, half a slash, like that, okay? Then we're going to come up to this side, so now we're working at the top part, right here in the bottom. I'm going to cut a little V, or a little slash, I should say. And then I'm also going to cut a little slash right here. So it's kind of that funky shape. Now we're on the top. This is the top, this is where my T is. So for right here, we need to cut this piece right up through, up to here, and I'm going to make a little T. Okay, and then we've got this one, and we're going to cut this one, and we're going to make a little T. And then we're going to cut this one, and we're also going to make a little T. Okay, so now it looks like this. You can trim this one here on the end, have a little tiny T if you want to. You don't have to. All right, now let's get to doing some scoring so we could put this box together. So here we go. First we're going to score this way and kind of line everything up. I like to make sure that this piece is lined up with that piece really good. And then this piece, I like to score after I cut. Some people like to score before they cut. I do it this way so I can line up each individual piece within their area that they're in. So I've done the bottom half. I'm going to do this little closure here, making sure the ends are lined up. Run that across. And then I got this little tiny closure. And we got this one here. And this one here. And then we've got, oh, this one here. And now we can do the top ones. This one. Okay. So now we have this. This is back at our top and this is at our bottom. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this piece over. We're going to add a little piece of score tape or whatever strong adhesive that you want. I like this little score tape that we have here, and I am just going to put it down. I'm going to rip, and I like to give it a little press. I think this is plenty enough to score it down, and it fits. It just fits on there. Then we're going to bring this piece over. We're going to line these two up right to the edges, making it lay flat like so. Press it down and it lays flat like that. So when you open it, this is smooth. There's no edges, you know, nothing hanging off it. So there we go. So now we have our top piece and our bottom piece. Now on this bottom piece, we're going to put this in, and this would tuck in here. This is where I'm talking about that you may or may not want to trim this. Now I see I'm already struggling a little bit to put this in there, and it's because this piece is hanging off a little. So this is where you may want to put those V marks in, but you want to make sure it's tight, so you just want to give it a little trim. That's why I didn't do them in the beginning. Sometimes you don't need to trim them at all. Now this piece goes in nicely, so I'm all right with that one. This piece is a little, just a smidgen over here, so it might affect me when I go to put the tissue paper in. So I'm just going to give it a smidgen of a trim, so that way it doesn't affect me now. So now they both go in. Now let's see if this fits down in here better. And see, this side seems to want to give me a little bit of a trouble, and I see because of the way I cut it that there's still a tiny bit of the score mark right there. So you can trim these at an angle, but I don't know how to explain it. If you trim it too much, then your box isn't going to stay closed good, and it's always going to be popping up. Okay, so right now, right here where this B mark that we marked in the center for bottom, you're going to take a little tab. This tab is a 1/2 inch by 1 inch. And you're going to score it in the middle at a 1/2 inch. So I've done that already. And then you're going to take some liquid adhesive here, and we're going to get the liquid glue. We're going to add a little bit of glue onto this. And then right where the B is, we're going to place this down. It's about this center. So we have this sticking out. I'll show you on my original. See, it's like this. And actually, I have it on the wrong side. Don't stick. Good thing I looked. The fold has to be by the fold. I didn't even notice that until just now. So the fold has to be by the fold, if you remember that. See how the fold for this one is by the fold for this one. Okay? And that's what this is for, because this is where you're going to load and unload your pieces. See, now on this one, I didn't trim my edges. I had it fit right in there just perfectly. But, you know, you never know. And then you're going to put this in here like so. And so now you have your little tab that's on the bottom that when you need to fill it and unfill it, this just pulls off. And we're just going to set that down. Now this is your top. We got to attach this down. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put a little bit of glue on each of these corners and attach them down just like this. I just fold them in the form that I want them to go in, and then I kind of hold, trying to also keep the box's shape. And you don't need a whole lot. And if one pops up, just put your hands in there, re-stick them. Give them a second to glue down. I sometimes am impatient. And the glue doesn't take that long to adhere. I don't know why I get impatient. Maybe it's because I'm doing a video. And I feel like everything's fast, fast, fast nowadays. And then we'll attach this one. Just give it a little... Okay, so now we have this. So now we need our top pieces, and here we got to do a little bit of work. So this is our top piece that goes across here. This fits right on here. This piece is 1 7/8 inch wide by 4 inches long, and this piece is going to go right on here. This is our DSP paper, which is 1 7/8 by 3 4/8. So it's 3 3/4 by 1 5/8. And I'm going to put this piece on top right here. But also you need a piece of scrap, which you could use some of this that you've cut off, anything. It doesn't really matter, so I think I will use this piece since I have it right here. I used the 2 oval from the oval dies. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell these anymore, so you could use whatever dies that you have to do this project with. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere this designer series paper to this cardstock. And I am just going to go around the outside, being mindful of the inside, that where we're going to have our, we're going to be punching out our little square there. So I'm just going to put this down, center it, like so. Okay. And then I've got to move a few things over here to get to my machine, because I've just been kind of like shoving it all over here out of the way. Alright, there we go. That didn't take but a second. Alright, now you guys are going to use platform 1, platform 2, and platform 3. We're going to attach this piece down here. We have our Post-it note label tape. I love this tape. I have a link to this in the description. I get it from Amazon, and I will have it down there with the other stuff that I had mentioned earlier. And we're going to try to center this, eyeball center it. Don't move it. And I'm going to tape this down because I don't want this to move. So we're going to put this in, and I'm going to run it through my electric machine, but you guys go ahead and run it through your Big Shot or whatever machine that you're using. Okay. There we go. And then I am going to peel this off. We do not need these pieces. Save them for a card. You could add a card with this. So now we need both of these pieces. This piece can go over there out of the way. So now we're going to need both of these pieces. We're going to put this piece down. This piece is going to go in the center of this piece. So it's just like this. And I'm going to take some more tape because I don't want this to move. I'm going to probably get another piece over here that I have. And I am making sure this is fairly in the center. I find it easier to do them both at the same time, and then I get what I want. So now I'm going to run this through. Okay. And, oh, and the piece I want is right here. I'm almost, oh, it really stuck down. There we go. And we're going to get rid of this. So we did this because I want this little edge, and I want to put it right here over top of this, just to add a little more decorative to it. And so I'm just going to take my tweezers, and I'm going to pinch this, and I'm just going to add this all the way around it. Okay, and then we're just going to line this up, the inner hole that we cut out the first time, with this. So it looks just like that. And now we're going to add this on top of here. So you got this just like that. Now I see, if this happens, I see that there's a tiny bit, tiny bit that's coming through that hole. I don't want that to be an issue. I'm going to flip it and see if it works better this way. And it absolutely does. You can't see it anymore. So if that happens, try to flip it. If it still can be seen on both sides, then you might want to go in with your scissors and just trim it out a little bit. No one's going to see it, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to put the glue on this so that I know where that it's sticking, because this is where you want it to stick. Okay, I'm going to pick this back up, and I'm going to just carefully, ever so carefully, put it down, kind of do a finger press around the whole thing, making sure it's kind of even. Feel the sides, because that's how you can tell. Then you can open up the bottom and do another finger press inside. Take your bone folder if you want, rub it around like that, anything to get it to make sure that it adheres down, like so. I got a little tiny glue that squirts out there, and that could become a problem if you have your tissues in here. They could end up sticking. So what I would recommend is taking my embossing buddy. It's just got powder in it, a little bit of powder, and or you can use cornstarch powder or something on your finger and put it down there. I would recommend just dabbing it just a little bit till you see that the powder, and then I'm just going to reach in there, and it's not sticky. Right there, I had a little bit of sticky right there, and now the stickiness is gone. I don't have to worry about the tissue sticking. So that's, you know, a little tip. That's what I do when something gets sticky that I don't want. So now what we're going to do is we are going to fill this tissue, because it's easier to put this thing together. You probably could fit 3 of these in there, but I just felt like it was a little too much, and I didn't want to put 3 in. So I ended up just putting 2 packs in. So I mean, I think you could definitely fit 3. I guess you could try it out. It's up to you how you feel, if you want to put more than this. But I think this is awesome for even somebody that's in like a nursing home or something, to just give this to them. It's so cute. Now we're going to put that in, and then we're going to put this down in here. You might need to help it a little bit in this corner here. There we go. And now we have it. We have that down. See, it bulges a little bit, so I almost worry that I don't think it's going to affect it once I get the other stuff on there, but I was worried that these would pop out. Because you could just give this to somebody and decorate the sides, but I'm going to take it a little bit step further. I'm going to show you some different things you can do. You can add just 2 to this and give them this, which is very cute little box, and then you could just put some pieces here. But like I said, we're going to do all 4. So I'm going to put a liquid glue. You could definitely use whatever you want, but like I said, this gives me a little bit of wiggle room, and I like to have the wiggle room. And there you go. Now you per se probably don't have to put a tab if you didn't really want to, but if you don't put the tab there and you give this to an elderly person, they may struggle trying to reach their finger in here to get that out. So I really like the tab idea to pull it off. And it lays flat. And the longer you use it, like on my other one, it goes wherever it wants, that way. So it just lays flat, so it doesn't matter. Now, the reason I said that you probably only want to put 2 in here, because like I'm doing this, I'm struggling a little bit to get this piece of tissue out. So I think if 3 would be too much, I shouldn't say I'm struggling because it will come out, but see how it wants to tear a little? So what I recommend is that you push it down and get it started for somebody. Like that. And then they should not have any trouble pulling these cute little tissues out. And actually I like to hand deliver it like that because that's kind of cute and has it all set up. So that is the mini tissue box holder. These are great if you want to start working on them now for co-workers for Christmas, or if you have someone that's got a birthday coming up. These are great for that. A lot of different things, and I will have a link in my video below on all this stuff that I've told you. So yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, share, and I hope you liked my little tutorial on how I did this tissue box.